Welcome to the show. You're watching and listening to Unfiltered with Bo Porter, a sports show inspired by players for our fraternity, fans, foes, and followers.
Play ball!
At Future All-Star Sports Development Academy, we are not just raising the bar, we are setting the bar for how champions are prepared and developed.
If I keep this barrel in the knob of this bat close to my body, whenever I'm ready to deliver my barrel, I can whip it.
Join an intimate conversation with the coach of champions, Bo Porter, as he talks to Bob Kendrick, president of the Negro League Baseball Museum.
I would like you, Bob, reflect for a moment and share your thoughts on how significant Jackie Robinson's story is to the history of baseball in our country.
And it is tremendously significant. As a matter of fact, Bo, the Negro League Baseball Museum makes the bold assertion that Robinson's breaking of the color barrier wasn't just a part of the civil rights movement. It was the beginning of the civil rights movement. Got to think back. This is 1947. This is well before those more noted civil rights occurrences. This is before Brown versus the Board of Education. This is before Rosa Parks' refusal to move to the back of the bus. As my dear friend, the late great Buck O'Neill would so eloquently say, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was merely a sophomore at Morehouse College when Robinson signed his contract to play in the Dodgers organization. President Truman would not integrate the armed forces until a year after Jackie. So for all intents and purposes, this is what started the ball of social progress rolling in our country, baseball. And our country literally jumped on the coattail of baseball. And I think it speaks to the reverence that baseball held in our society and to a large extent still holds in our society. And so even though baseball and Major League Baseball in particular had been vilified for not allowing blacks to play when it opened its door, our country really did start to follow suit. And so what Robinson was doing was paramount. Robinson was literally carrying 21 million black folks on his back. And had he failed, Bo, an entire race of people would have failed. That's an enormous amount of pressure for any one man to have to bear in a sport, as you very well know, is difficult enough to play under the best of circumstances.
Yes, it is.
No less carrying the weight of an entire race of people. And when you get a glimpse into this, and cinematically, 42 gave us a glimpse, although it watered down the hatred. I mean, and you didn't need to see it in full-fledged to understand what Jackie went through. But even for those of us who knew his story, he became even more courageous than we already knew him to be once you saw it on the big screen. And the fact that he couldn't stay in the same hotel as his teammates.
Yes.
He couldn't eat in the same restaurant as his teammates. But he was expected to walk across those lines and compete at a level equal or exceeding his teammates just to be there. And how he did this with such class, grace, and dignity in the face of extreme pressure. I tell our guests all the time, we should never forget Jackie Robinson. Nor should we forget the league that gave us Jackie Robinson. Because out of this entire equation, there's this tendency to forget that Jackie Robinson came from the Negro Leagues. Yeah, he was handpicked from the Kansas City Monarchs to break baseball's self-imposed color barrier. He plays here in 1945. And at the end of the 45 season, he signed his contract to play in the Dodgers organization. And as you well know, he spent the 46th season in Montreal. And then on April 15th, 1947, makes that monumental walk on the field as a member of the Brooklyn Dodgers, forever changing the game of baseball, but more importantly, forever changing his country.
And that's why, I've been blessed to be the recipient to represent the Texas Rangers back in 2001 as the Jackie Robinson award recipient. And I've said this in many sectors in which I've been asked this question about celebrating Jackie Robinson Day on April the 15th. And I will stand behind this. I tell people this all the time. I celebrate Jackie Robinson every day by the way I live my life.
Absolutely.
Because what I realize is the opportunities that have been afforded to me would not be possible had Jackie Robinson not done what he did for baseball and for society and mankind. So it's not something that I believe that we should celebrate once a year. To me, it's a celebration that takes place each and every day in the gratitude and paying homage to his life.
Yeah, and I totally agree, because Jackie was so much more than just a baseball player. You know, Jackie Robinson's courage, Jackie Robinson's conviction is what really stands out when you delve into him in a much deeper and broader capacity. And for my young folks who come into the museum, for them to understand that baseball was his weakest sport. Oh, he's a 4-sport star at UCLA.
Yes.
Much better basketball, football, track athlete than he was baseball player, which tells you how talented Jackie was, and he turns himself into a Hall of Fame baseball player. That is amazing.
That tells the story right there.
It tells you the story, because when Jackie walked out on that baseball field, there was nobody there but Jackie, and he had to perform, and somehow he was able to push everything else aside and play this game and play it so incredibly well. He then opened the door for others to have that opportunity. And so, as he would say, the impact, the only measure of anybody is the impact that they have on other lives. And he gave us his life. He really did.
Exactly.
He's 52, 53 years old when he died. And what he did, though, in that short span that he was alive, is absolutely incredible.
Celebrating the life and legacy of Jackie Robinson.
To become an Unfiltered with Bo Porter sponsor, call 832-799-3564 or visit our website, unfilteredwithboporter.com. Thank you for watching Unfiltered with Bo Porter on YouTube. For more sports analysis, in-depth breakdowns, and interviews, be sure to watch the next episode of Unfiltered with Bo Porter.